Okay, everybody look under your seats. And there's a special surprise for one person in the audience. It's a brand new car. You get a car, and you get a car, and okay. Maybe you're not in the right seat. Maybe now's the time to change seats. Okay, remember, we're supposed to have fun. This is fun. This isn't like brain surgery. So, as the attendees are returning, we're going to finish up this PowerPoint and get down to the nitty-gritty, which is the fun, right? The PowerPoint presentation is talking about the Gemini. The Gemini is a 2x1 soft light. The Astra is a 1x1 soft light, hard light, bicolor, several different options in the Astra family. But when we're looking at the Gemini back there, the Gemini uses a daylight chip. So the Astra uses a daylight chip. Daylight, tungsten. Daylight, tungsten, right? The Gemini uses daylight and tungsten. And then it also uses RGB. We do that because the color rendering is actually much better using a white light chip instead of red, green, and blue to create white. That is our humble opinion. The color spectrum samples you can find on our website through CNC. The use of the product, not just in America, but on a global basis as an excellent light choice. Mobile, battery operated. As I said, any of our products run off of batteries. You can use our Anton Bauer V-mount or gold mount. For that matter, we designed our products to work with most anyone's batteries. This is a small example of studio lighting incorporating the Gemini. And the question of the day, why is Pat here? We offer the widest offering of professional LED fixtures for complete lighting systems. As I said earlier, you have excellent products from Robert Juliet in regards to the products you'll see here today. You have excellent products from ETC that you have seen today and will experience with your hands up here on the dance floor. And the idea is what's so, again, powerful about CNC's ability to bring co-founders, products, to give you insight into quality products available on the market. We have designed products mostly for talent, not for rock and roll. But when they do the interview of that rock and roll performer, they may be using our lights because it is a controlled environment. It's just a small setup, yeah? So Christopher, for example, may be using light panels for his interviews that he does for the web. So, good stuff, controlled current management, meaning, from an engineering point, overdriving diminishes the life of the fixture, of the LED. The same thing is true with fluorescence. It may look brighter, but is it color accurate and will it last long? We prefer not to overdrive, so you get 50 to 100,000 hours of lifetime usage. Remember, the International Space Station, one light to return to Earth costs $335,000 per light. So we're saving them money because they're still working. That's the design factor. We control the thermal management because every product has a sensor that is constantly monitoring the heat of the LED as well as the forward voltage, that current that is feeding the LED. If you are in an area that has poor power distribution in your city, maybe sometimes you suffer from brownout, where the power is dropping and the color of the light dims down. We have saved many productions because we can take a decrease in voltage to our switch mode power supply and still provide a constant current to the LED. Thus, no flicker, no color change. It's really great. Traditional lighting systems we've talked about, some of the savings you're getting about it. Litepanels is part of the Vitek group, Vitek Videocom. Audrey, please stand up. Audrey is our manager for the APAC region for all Vitek brands. Please welcome her. Audrey. And Nam Young is here somewhere, who is your go-to guy for all Vitek products, also with the company. So we have all these innovative brands, including Litepanels, and we have these fantastic people that make it all happen for your regions. Litepanels, this is about my partners and myself. I don't need to go over it. You already know who I am. Yes, we've won Emmys. Yes, 40 dear years making movies. But the main part is Vitek represents quality products for camera support, and we were fortunate enough to be asked to join that group of products. Are there any questions before we start our lighting show? Not all at once, please, one at a time. Great. Let's start. Can I have an audience member to sit in the chair? Sir, how about you? Would you like to sit in the chair as our model? Thank you very much. Hey guys. Huh. The power. Where are my people? Hey guys, come on in. Play. It's fun. Let's turn these off. And then, Pearl, just a little teeny, just a little bit. Just a little bit, so we don't trip. Okay. So, how many people think lighting is important for image capture? I love you guys. You're playing the game, I love it. And it's true, right? Lighting is very critical to getting exposure. Now, one of the things, this is where I crash into a bunch of equipment. Thank you, Pearl. So this is our Gemini in the background, using my phone. And I'm creating a situation where our talent, no more lights, where our talent is silhouette, yeah? I can turn the fan off on it and I can change the color. I can go into HSI and I can control whatever color I want to make it. Pretty cool, yeah? Very easy. part of the revolution. I can change it from a tungsten engine source and go through different gels, or I can change it to a daylight engine source and go through different gels. That's it. That's the magic. Simple. Okay, this is working on Bluetooth. Now, I'd say this is Academy Award-winning lighting, wouldn't you? Da, 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 da. Okay, so let's add some lights. For instance, I'm going to take that backlight and I'm going to go to a red color, or I could be to this red color, and I'm going to take my intensity to 100%. Let's turn the, let's leave it on for a second. And then I'm going to offer up some lighting suggestions. I want to use the smallest amount of light, but I also want to give you something to think about. Now, if some of you out there are professional gaffers, lighting directors, some of those people here are not. So I'm just trying to give a little bit of an example of how this tall kid from California figured out his lighting style. And hopefully you have your own lighting style. And look, these are just some ideas. So you can see the red color here, right? So the idea for me would be that I can either, notice how light that is? I can turn this light on. This is at 3% brightness. This is at 100% brightness. So two things can happen if we're looking at the monitor. I can start to introduce, you tell me when you're ready with the camera. I can introduce light to him either directly or off of the floor. Yeah? And because that color behind us is red, I can go to 100% and I can go to this and help carry that color around his face, yes? Now, I have a background. I can take this light and I can offer up white into the background. And now we have more of a silhouette, but that color, maybe that's too much. This is a Fresnel, so I can use doors to create a pattern. Like this, Num? Pan left, pan right. What looks better, since you're looking at the screen? Interesting, correct? A pattern in the background. Basically, it's creating separation. Some people call this, sorry for you in the front, this is a Hollywood backlight, yeah? Very strong backlight, but a lot of times you can't get a backlight in position. Now, who here is a camera, understands camera? Huh? Does anybody see the light hitting the lens? The light is hitting the lens. In the film world, we want to take the light off the lens because we either have a highlight or a flare. What's the difference between a highlight and a flare? About $10,000 a day. Huh, thanks. So we have all these different choices in regards to how we can manipulate the light to look for the set design. This is an Astra. This is an Astra Soft, 100 watts power consumption. I can use this. I can use this. Now the cool thing about this is I can change the color from tungsten to daylight, but you see how much different it is just bouncing this one little light into that ceiling and the effect on the shot? Does anybody like it? Chris, you're going to be my voice out there because I think a lot of people aren't sure. Do you like and see the effect that this light is doing on the ceiling, on his skin, on his face? How that light up there is coming onto his face. Do you see it?
Very subtle.
It's very subtle, right? Now, I could change that effect, and I can bring up this soft light, and I can be much more extreme, correct? I could be very extreme. And then it's a matter of balance. How much light do I want? Also, how far do I want to go around? Yeah? Small, simple moves. It's okay, right? Now watch what happens when we change the camera. Ready? And right on center, yeah, and go. Da, 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 da. Square up on them. Who likes this? Who likes this look? Anybody? No, we don't like it. We do like it.
No.
We don't like it. What don't we like about it? Speak up.
Too blue.
Too blue. Okay. So the cool thing, no pun intended, is I can go to warm light. I can change the intensity. I can even change that shadow. On his nose here, that is called the Da Vinci triangle. Just by moving the light, I can be very frontal, which is very nice on a young woman or an older woman because it's very complementary. Or I can come around to the side. Or I can be very dramatic. Oops, sorry. We're having fun here. Or I can change the color of the background. My phone? Maybe slide the, maybe change the color here to green, blue. The advantage of having a light that you can use as a key light, a fill light, a background light, and change the color. So I think that if we went back to daylight, I think somewhere between here and there, also in the fact that I think if he had a little powder, not so shiny. The advantages of having white or blue light in the background, and I'm going to turn on tungsten light, and I'm going to go zoom in with this to that to, where's my bifocus? Bifocus? Is this one? Or is this one?
Yep, this one.
That one?
Yep.
So if we take this and pan this into the background, come on. We could spend all day doing this. Plastic gels, remember? Or pan this off, grab some textile. Tip that light up slowly. That one. More. Right? The ability to use a light for two different reasons, something that's laying around. Or we're going to make them disappear. Okay. Now get up and go to your left. Go to your left. Come on, get up. Come over here. Get up. Go ahead, and then come over this way. And come over this way. And oh, can you believe it? We did lighting conversations for an hour and a half, and they love your comedy. I love it. That's great. So the idea of bringing this out and showing with a great guy is the ability of understanding that light is a reflective value. The light reflecting off of this took the excess light that's lighting the side of his face, and it allowed me to bring in a little bit of fill on the other side. So when you're making your movies or your webcast or your student films or whatever project you're working on, many times textiles laying around are more useful than a truck full of equipment. So I like to call that dumpster diving. A dumpster is where people put trash, and diving is where I go into the trash can to retrieve textiles, bubble wrap, cardboard, straw paper, packing. You know, just because you don't have a budget doesn't mean you can't add some excess.